I don't hate companies for trying to make a profit. That's what they're supposed to do. But when they start treating their customers like walking wallets instead of actual people, yeah, then I have a problem with that. And that's exactly where the gaming industry and Hollywood too honestly has landed. Prices are going up, but quality not so much. Now we've got people like Yoshida, who's a former PlayStation executive, saying things like $70 or $80 for a game is a steal. A steal, guys. This is the same industry that just dumped $500 million into live service shooters like Concord, which nobody asked for, and thinks we're the ones being unreasonable. We just want games that are fun. Video games are supposed to be fun for everybody, but these people forget that when they're trying to push either their political agendas or their wokeness, or they're just making us nickel and dime and pay for every single thing to have actual basic functions of a video game. They have no clue what they're doing anymore. They are clueless. It's wild to a point. Now, Yoshida actually had the nerve to say that as long as people are choosing carefully how they spend their money, they shouldn't complain. Right. Because someone with over $100 million in the bank is definitely in touch with how the average gamer budgets for entertainment. Let's be clear. You don't get to charge $80 for a game running on a half-decade old hardware and then act confused when people push back. It's like, oh my gosh, what were we expecting, guys? We didn't know these people would be upset at us. We didn't know they would be angry. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is supposedly launching with $80 titles. We've seen Mario Kart World, right? And while some might justify that for a 200-hour long game that has like a campaign that has countless hours and missions and stuff like that, most of the games that are coming out now are nowhere near that kind of value. Are you telling me a game like, I don't know, let's say Doom the Dark Ages should be $70 or $80? No, you could beat that campaign in about 15 or 20. Or even some of these live service shooters, you know, like, can you tell me Concord would have been worth the $40 price that you're getting when you get free-to-play games like Fortnite and Warzone and spend much more time playing those games for free? Cosmetics aside. But companies don't care, guys. Companies don't care. They know video games are not a necessity, and yet they're pricing them like they are. And here's the real kicker about it, to be completely honest. They already make money beyond the sticker price. We got microtransactions, we got battle passes, deluxe editions, day one DLC, you name it. Whatever fancy little label is on, again, on features that should already be in the base game. The good old days when we get a game and it's complete, now we're being nickel and dime for content. If you get a base standard game, you're having just like a shell of a video game campaign. They literally are nickel and diming us at every single turn. So why are they still trying to frame that $80 base prices are necessary, right? Oh, it's necessary. It's a steal. It's a steal. Like, get out of here, right? And then you got CEOs like Strauss Zelnick from Take-Two who floated the idea of charging players based on how long they play the game. Yeah, a pay-per-hour gaming model. Are you serious? He was, because that's not a joke. That's literally an idea that's being considered in boardrooms as we speak. The executives in the gaming industry just see money. That's all they want. That's why gaming is becoming terrible. That's why all these games that are coming out are terrible. That's why the industry is in trouble. We're seeing layoffs. We're seeing studios close down because they forgot the main component of making games, and that's have them be fun. Have them be fun. These executives are talking about inflation. Like it's their main excuse and it justifies everything. Other things cost more money now, so why shouldn't games, right? Like that type of thing. Well, here's why. The market has changed. In 2024 alone, the industry brought in over $200 billion, guys. We got nearly 20,000 new games launching a year, most of them digital, most of them on Steam, that have zero shipping, zero retail cost, no packaging, nothing. They're literally just stuff on Steam that you can buy digitally. So why are the prices still going up? If this is the digital age, shouldn't games be cheaper? You're not having any cost associated with it. I can get it if you're putting out a physical copy of games and you're mass producing units and stuff. But if you're digital only, which is what they want, why are prices going up? To me, that just seems like they're trying to get greedy with profits. Meanwhile, smaller studios are actually dropping amazing games like Expedition 33 for just $50. They're not having to put this $80 price thing out there and proving that you don't need to gouge your audience to make a profit. These are games people want to support, guys, because they offer value, they respect the consumer, and they have quality, which is something the big players in the gaming industry have forgotten to deliver some reason. I don't know what happened. I think what it is that you're having a whole bunch of people in the gaming industry that have a zero clue about video games. And it's sad to see former PlayStation executives like this individual just spew nonsense out of their mouth. I get it that they're businessmen. They probably have business degrees. You know, they're all about making that money, but they have no clue how the consumer reacts or works or what they like. What happened to case studies? What happened to knowing what your demographic is? And don't even get me started on the piracy conversation, to be honest. When you price people out of their favorite hobby, don't act surprised if they turn to less than legal methods to get those games. I'm not endorsing it, but don't be surprised. If Sony wants to charge $100 for a standard edition of a game and then cries foul over lost sales, that's on them. Okay? That's on them, not us. And the entire game should be more expensive argument falls apart when you realize how bloated and inefficient these companies really are. These failures aren't because we're not paying enough. They always want to direct it to the consumers, but it's not because we're not paying enough. It's because they keep chasing trends that nobody's asked for. They're catering to a modern audience while ignoring what made people love gaming in the first place. And at this point, because Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out and they're pricing their games at $80, you got to ask, will $80 become the standard price for games? Yeah, probably. Microsoft, Nintendo, they're already setting the tone. The rest will follow. But I hope more developers realize that they don't need to follow that trend. Okay? Games like Wukong, Expedition 33, they're proof that you can win over players without bleeding them dry. So anyways, I'm going to leave it right there. That's my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're fed up with these greedy pricing models too, let me know. And hit that like button or dislike. I don't care. Subscribe if you're brand new. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.